Hi, John Carbutti here, and welcome back to my video training blog. This week I want to talk about qualifying business and qualifying buyers. I think a lot of you have systems in place for generating sign traffic, sign calls, 800 numbers, QR codes, text messaging, riders, and everything in between, internet leads. But really, a lot of agents really don't think about the strategy and the psychology behind qualifying that business. And a lot of us real estate agents, and myself included when I first started my real estate career, used to use the word prospect. And I want to start putting a different vocabulary into your usage: suspect. So whenever you meet somebody for the first time and you don't know anything about them, they are not a prospect, they are a suspect, until we can qualify them to a prospect. And a prospect is somebody that has the means and the potential to buy or sell, and then they will turn into a lead, someone that does want to purchase or sell, and then it's going to turn into a contract. So rather than prospect, lead, contract, let's start looking at this business or these potential business as suspects, then a prospect, and then they'll turn into a lead, and hopefully they'll turn into many of these, which is where you're going to make your money. Now, whenever we're qualifying a prospect, we want to determine whether they are an A buyer, somebody that wants to buy now, and you'll have different criteria for your team or your group or yourself. Our criteria for an A buyer is somebody that wants to purchase and has the means now within the next 30 days. That's somebody we would consider a hot buyer or a now buyer. A B buyer could be somebody that wants to buy within the next 30 to 90 day range. And then a C buyer or a C seller is somebody that wants to buy or sell anytime after 90 days. So that's somebody that we're going to incubate and someone we're going to let mature into in either an 8-point or a 33 touch contact database, and we can get into that later. So if you don't have the means for or a system in place for determining whether they're an A, a B, or a C buyer, you can lose money, because many of us have worked with a B buyer for 90 days when we thought they were a 30-day buyer or a 2-week buyer. And that can definitely affect our cash flow. Now, what can really affect our cash flow is when we're working with a C buyer who we think is an A buyer. So we're driving around, we're showing them houses, and they're just not ready yet, or they haven't determined where they want to live, where they want to work, or whether they're going to be relocating, or they're going to be taking a job in-state from somewhere out of state. So very, very important to classify them correctly so that you have a positive and a consistent cash flow and you're not affecting your cash flow. Lastly, if you do not have a form letter in place, or a buyer form in place where you're taking a systematic approach for asking the right questions and leading a buyer, definitely stop this video and get one. Or stop this video and go to the left of the screen over here, and you could take a look at our buyer form that we use with the actual questionnaire, and you may like that, and or you may like 80 or 90% of that, and you could kind of use it and adapt it and modify it for yourself. Lastly, there is something called it's called the 7-point conversion method, and I'm going to write that down. 7-point that is in our conversion method. And it's a really excellent systematic approach for qualifying potential business. And it takes them through a 7-step process. And you can actually get this 7-point conversion method right over here on the left. So you can download the form, take a look at it, and keep an open mind. Try it, use it. If you like it, continue using it. If you don't like it, use something different that works for you. But again, just wanted to point out that we got to stop using this terminology prospects and start using this terminology suspects, and then use a systematic approach for qualifying these buyers, because it is the lifeline of your business. Thanks for tuning in. And if anyone wants to take advantage of our 45-minute free coaching call, you can now sign up right online and book a day and a time where we can set up that 45-day coaching call. Take care.